Hi guys, this is Devansh. Let me take you through the next session. In this session, we will be covering data modeling, precisely star data modeling. We will also be covering Snowflake data modeling, but not in this session. I will be covering that in another session, right? But before we jump onto data modeling, let's do a little bit more transformation of our data, so that we don't do the data transformation after the data modeling. Though there's no hard and fast rule, I just prefer to go in a step-by-step process. So let's do some more data transformation of the data that we have already uploaded. So let's click on. So as we see that we ended our previous session with by creating the hierarchy for region. Now, for few of the data transformation that we need to do, let's click on transform data here on the top. Now you see that we are in the data view, and we can see customer, product, calendar. We have the sales data and territories data. Now if I'll do alt tab, and if I need to refresh all my data, let's assume this is my data model, which it's not, but let's assume, and I need to refresh. I can click on this, and it is refreshing all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all 5 data sources that we have, right? It will take a while. Now my data is refreshed, but what if right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? What if I have tens of different data source or data table? In that case, what we can do is I can right click on customer data, include in report refresh. I can uncheck that. I can click on product, right click, include in report refresh. Now, if I right click on that, it's not included. If I right click on it, it's not included. And if I right click on that, it's not included. If I right click on this, it's not included. Now, if I go back to my relationship view and I click on refresh, nothing happened because territory is it just refreshed quite fast because territory is a small table. Let us go back and include this, right? Now let's go back here and now click on refresh. So you see only these two are refreshing. The other three tables are not refreshing. However, that was just for demo. We need to refresh. Let me include all. I'm a little skeptical, so after doing, I always right click and check if I've done it correctly. Okay, so this is how you include or exclude the table or the data that you want to include in refreshing. Now let's go to product table, and we need to do some data transformation over here that we will require later. We see that we have product SQ. We know that how to extract. So I want to extract in another column. So instead of going to transform and extract here, I'll go to add column and extract. This time I want to extract text after delimiter. Delimiter is hyphen after the end, after the first. I click on OK. So this is the first delimiter, this is second. I want it after first from here. So let's see what it has extracted. So this is how I wanted it. But before that, let me cross it. I don't want that step. Okay, let me do one thing. This is my product cost, this is my price. Let me add a discount. How do I add a discount? So I want a discounted price. So I want one more column. So I'm correctly in the add column. And what I want some multiplication, right? Because I want to calculate discounting. So I click on this add column, standard multiply, and I want 15% discount. So 100 minus 15 is 85%. I want 85% of the product price, and I click on OK. Now you see 85% is calculated, right? Okay. Now I can round it off. I can go here. I can click on this and I type 2 decimal place. I don't know why it did not work. Okay. This is the one. Oh no, the mistake that we have done is undo this. So we inserted a multiplication, okay? We are under add column. We need to be under transform. And then we have to do rounding. What it did, we were in add column and we rounded off. So it added another column with a rounded off figure. We need to be under transform because we are transforming the existing one, round off, go to round and type 2. Now it will round off this one, S2. And I want to change the name. I want to change the name of this discounted price. DISCOUCOUN discounted price. Now after this, I want to extract from my SKU. And let's check. Give me a moment. Okay. I am under product and I want to extract the SKU, which is this, add column, go to extract, after delimiter is hyphen, exactly I want it from first, from the end, and I click on OK. And I come at the extreme left, text after delimiter. And let us do a little more transformation of replace for product style. Now if you see for product style, we have men, unisexual, women, we have 0. 0 is kind of something not defined, not applicable, but we don't want to have 0 because it's a combination of character and number, right? So what we have to do is we are going to transform the existing column. So instead of add column, I'll go to transform. I'll go to replace value, and I want to replace what? 0 with NA, and I click on OK. So all zeros are converted to NA. And now under home, I don't want to click on close and apply. I directly want to go to another table where I need to make some more changes under customer. And under customer, we have income level. Okay, we have annual income, and I want to add a conditional column. I want to add a conditional column. So I will go to add, and I click on conditional column, and I say income demographic. I say demographic hyphen income. Let's say high. Okay, if my annual income is greater than or equal to 1,50,000, 100,000, 10,000 lakh, then its family is affluent. And if the annual income is greater than or equal to 1 lakh or 0.1 million, the family is rich. Now, let's not get confused between the terms affluent and rich, just for the sake of terminology. Let's add one more demo, which is greater than or equal to, let's say, 50,000. And the company is, the family is kind of middle class. And if it is less than that, then it's what? getting by, or yeah, let's not write poor, getting by. And I click on OK. Now you see this guy, Lon Yamang, no, Yamek, G might be silent. Anyways, this guy, how much is earning? Earning 10K. So of course he falls in getting by, right? This is the rich guy, and how much he's earning? Okay, number 12, 60,000, 60K. Okay, so this is how we can add multiple conditions to create the demographic details. Now, having done all this, now we can go to home and click on close and apply. Now let's wait for a while. It will apply the change. Now you see it is applying changes in both the table, customer and product. I need not to do it one by one, right? Now, as we are here, this is the data that we have, right? This is not the data model. We have not done any modeling till now, correct? Now, what is data model? Okay, it is simple to understand. You have, let's say, different data sets. Okay, now let's say you have customer dimensions, product dimensions, and you have sales figure. Now you want to create a report on sales. So if you're an Excel user, what you're going to do is you're going to club all the three data set into one, and you're going to create one big data sheet with all the data correctly structured in one data sheet, and then you're going to create a report, right? But if you're going to do that, it is feasible if you have limited volume of data. What if your data size is big, like millions of rows of data? Okay, I'm talking about millions, something which is beyond the capacity of Excel. You can do that here as well, but what is going to happen? The processing will be very slow, and then you'll be consuming, if you are on cloud, this application is hosted on cloud and you're sharing with hundreds of users, and they are running their instance, you are using more and more compute, which will cost a lot of money to your company. So the efficient way of doing is you create a data model. You don't club all the data. You keep the data separate, but you connect the data, right? We'll come to that, but before that, let me give you an example of what will happen if I do not have the right data model, if my data sets are not connected. Okay. For that, let me go to my chart view and let me click on metrics. So here we have metrics and we have sales. So let me add order quantity in values. Now 84174, if it is not visible, I can click on view and actual size. So this is visible now. So my order quantity is 84174, correct? Now I can add the product key. Product key I want to add for rows. So I just click, hold and drag on the top in the rows. For the columns I can drop here. Okay, but this is not the feasible view. This is not the correct view. I'll drop it on rows. You will find it very easy. This is simple because if you have already used pivot in Excel, it is exactly the same way. If you have not used pivot, not to worry. You still find it very easy. We wanted the values of order quantity, so I dragged it in order quantity. I want it by product key arranged in rows. That is why I dropped in rows. If I wanted arranged in columns, I would have dropped in column, correct? So you see 214, product 214, the order quantity is 2099. But what if I don't have product key over here? I cross it and I go to products, which is my dimension table. and sales 2015 to 2017 is my data table. Data table is also called the fact table, where we have all the facts, all the data. So from the dimension product table, let me click product key, let me hold it and drag it in rows. Now you see it says 214. There are so many product keys, but the order quantity is all 84174. Okay. If you remember, let me undo this. Let me cross it and let me collapse this product dimension table. This is my fact table from where I had pulled product quantity. Let me one more time pull product key for you so that you see what is happening. For 214, my order quantity is 2099. My total is 84174. Okay, let's concentrate on this. My total is 84174. For product key 214 is 2099. Now let us say my product key is not in this table at all. Let's assume for an instance it is there in my products dimension table. I click on product key and I drag it in rows. You see my product key has come correctly, but order quantity is all 84174, which was the sum of all the order quantity, right? Now why this is happening is because we have not created our data model. To create the data model, I need to go here, but let's add. Okay, let's move on with this. Let's move on with the limited table that we have. Otherwise, we need to pull two more tables. So my product table is my dimension table. My customer table is my dimension table. Let me make it small. My calendar table is dimension table. My this table is my data table. Territory is also my dimension. Okay. Now first I want to pull from customer table. Now how do I connect my customer table with my sales table? So it's pretty simple. Now I can click on manage a relationship. I can click on auto detect. I don't want to do that. Okay, let me tell you the easier way. Now the easier way is you find which is the common key on the basis of which you are wanting to connect. Okay, so customer will definitely have a customer key, which is this. Let's scroll down. Okay, we have customer key. In this we have customer key, so I can click it, hold it. I'm left clicking it, left click, hold it, and I drop it on my customer key in the customer table. I want to connect my data with my dimension. I want to connect my fact table with my dimension table on the basis of customer key. So I click hold customer key in my fact table and connecting it to my dimension table. Now you see my connection is ready. Now another one is calendar. I can connect calendar on the basis of date and order date, like this. I can also use manage relationship. I can click on new and I want to connect what? I want to connect which table I want to connect? I want to connect my product table with my sales table. It has already picked up. If you see automatically, it has already picked up the product key is a key on the basis of which we can connect these two. It did not pick the territory key. It did not pick the customer key. Correct? Let me click on OK. We'll come to cardinality and cross filter direction later. Click on OK and I click on close. Now you see my product is if I hover on the data connection or data pipeline, you can say it's not actually data pipeline. Yeah, theoretically it can be called a data pipeline, but let's call it data connection. If I click on our data connection, it already highlights on the basis of which key it is connected. If I hover on that, it tells me that on the basis of date is connected, and here it's connected on the basis of product key, territory. Now I can click on manage relationship again, but the easier is sales territory key and its territory key. But let's check one thing. Let's click on manage relationship, click on new, and I want to collect territory and I want to connect with sales. What I want to connect with sales, and it does not pick the right one. Sales territory key. I want to connect with territory key. It did not pick the exact one because the names were not exactly the same. But we know that these are the unique key on the basis of which we can connect. This domain, this domain knowledge you will have when you're working on the project. Click on OK and click on close. Now let me drag and drop it here. I could have just connected it like this, but I want to tell you that why this is specifically called star data modeling. One reason is it is just looks like star. As simple as that. This is called star data modeling. It looks like star. Another important thing to remember is in star data modeling, you will have only single connect. It's one level of connect. My fact is directly connected to my dimension. There's only one level of connect. My dimension is not further connected to something else. My data or my fact is not further connected to something else. There's only level 1 connect. There's no level 2 connect. Like data is flowing from some table from here to calendar and then to here. That would be called snowflake data modeling. Okay, so let us say I disconnect this for some reason. I click, if I want to delete that, I can just click on delete. Why did not delete? Delete. Okay, deleted. Let's assume, okay, that this is my one of the table from where the data is flowing from this dimension to this dimension and from here to here, and then it's also connected to another dimension table, then to the fact table. That kind of relationship more than level 1 will be called snowflake data modeling. We'll cover that in detail. Okay, I broke the relationship of this as well. This was connect customer, so this is on customer key. Let me do it again. Where's customer key? Oh, okay. I think by mistake I deleted the customer key column itself. Let me set my manage relationship new. Let me fix a territory first. Territory, connect, close. Let's see if it does. Okay, it does. Manage relationship. Click on new. Connect the customer and connect the sales table, which is my fact table, and it does not pick. I think this relationship has cardinality many. They should only be used if it is by mistake I deleted my customer table. Sorry, customer column, customer key. I need to redo that. So let me do that. So easier way is I just came to my data transformation and I will undo my last step, removed column. Okay, that was the easiest way. I just did a control Z. Now there's no control Z. I came to my data column, data view, and I undid that, and I click on close and apply. Blank query changes. Go to my relationship view. My customer key is right back. So if you delete something, just go back to transform data and undo that, edit conditional column. Okay, now let us go back here and where is customer key? Let us connect. Customer key now connected to customer key. All right, now I had made these arrangement, these positional spatial arrangement just to help you understand why it is called star data modeling. Basically, it's data modeling, one level. So let me arrange it in product and this. Let me put calendar over here and maybe let me put territory over here itself. Or what I can do is I can push territory over here so that it's all connected correctly. Okay, now let's go back to the chart view. Now you see it is giving the right figure. My product key is giving the right figure of order quantity. The reason is earlier my product dimension and my sales were not connected. Now in the relationship view, my product and my sales are connected. That is why I'm able to define that which product key should have how many order or how much order quantity, because it is connected on the basis of product key. Okay, guys, hope you understood this. This was simple. If not, you have to go back and redo this, because this is one of the most important thing to proceed further into the visualization. If you don't get this data modeling correctly, it's of no use to move ahead. Make sure that you're 100% thorough on this. Okay. All right, guys, this is Devansh signing off. I'll see you in the next session. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hi, guys, this is Devansh. Welcome to the next session. In the last session, we covered data modeling, precisely star data modeling. In this session, we will be covering Snowflake data modeling. We will also be covering dual relationship, cardinality, and we'll be doing a small example to understand on the data relationship, of course, on how the data modeling is working. We already had one example on data modeling. We will have one more on Snowflake data modeling. Okay, but to begin with, I'll spend 30 seconds on covering what we covered last time. So basically, this was our star data modeling. Okay, so whenever it's star data modeling, I'll be just using the word data modeling. Now, this is level 1. For Snowflake data modeling, there is necessity that it has to be more than level 1. It can be level 2, 3, 4, but it has to be more than level 1. Now, to do that, to demo that, let me pull a few more data. CSV again. Let me pull product category. Let's load it. Okay, right here. And let me add product subcategory as well. Just scroll, just load it. All right. And for demo, I need to give you a demo. So for that, let me pull one more set of data to then returns, product returns data. Okay. So you would have got to know that by now, this is the dimension, this is the dimension, and this is the fact. This is the fact, and this is the fact, right? Because it has data. return quantity. The dimension wouldn't have that. See that? Now, product subcategory. How do I connect product subcategory with sales? It is not possible, right? So how will, if I need to pull the data for product subcategory, how will I do that? There is no key on the basis of which I can connect it. But if we take a look, let me rearrange a little. Let me put this over here. Okay. And let me put this over here. Now, I hope you're not getting confused just by the looks, because you see right now it is pretty simple to understand. So state connection over here, state connection over here, and state connection over here. If I just scroll down, right? I can use this box to demo you, right? So it's pretty clean looking data model that we have. Now to connect to this, what we can do is we can actually take an indirect way. I can connect my product subcategory at the last. So this is the product subcategory. Click it, hold it, drop it on product subcategory. Now I can still pull the data for this product subcategory from here, right? So this is connected on the basis of product key, and this is connected on the basis of subcategory. And for product category, let me pull this down. Product subcategory, I can still connect product subcategory with product subcategory. So now we have a 3 level, level 1, level 2, level 3. So don't go by this number 1. It does not define the level. It defines the kind of relationship. Okay. So here product subcategory is my primary key. Product category is now we did a mistake. Let me delete this relationship. So we are connected products with product subcategory, and this has to be connected by product category key, right? See, okay, now this is correct. So here in this, we have product subcategory as our primary key, and product category is my foreign key for this particular data set. Let me repeat, product subcategory is my primary key, product category is my foreign key. Okay, so let's keep this aside. Let me move it over here. So this entire thing, excluding this returns part, this is not the part of data model because it's not connected to anything. This entire thing is called Snowflake data modeling. Okay, now let me tell you that we can actually connect subcategory name. Let's assume that subcategory name and subcategory name, I connect this. Now you see we have 2 connections over here, right? Now this with the solid line is my primary connection. This with the dotted line is my secondary connection, or you can say primary and secondary, or you can say active and inactive. Now if I hover on this line and double click on that, it shows that make this relationship active. It's anyways active. And if I double click on this line, it is not active. Now if I need to make this active, I cannot directly click on that and make it active. It will give me an error. Okay, so cancel it. First what I have to do is I have to go to this relationship, make it inactive, click on OK. Now both are inactive. Now I have to come here and then make this as active and click on OK. Right now, but I don't want this. That was just for the demo purpose. You can double click and make it active. Okay. Now other thing, if I need to delete, I can just right click and delete. And now let's say I want to see all the relationships. I can just come to home, manage relationships. I can see all the relationships which we have created. I can select on anything and I can click on that edit, and I can click on edit. After that, I can change the kind of relationship we have. So in this, we have relationship on the basis of product key and product key. I can change to this. But of course, this is just for the demo purpose. It is not the correct way of, this is not the right key to connect. That's why we are getting error. This relationship has cardinality many to many. Now this is an important thing. Let me cancel it. Let me close this. Now hope you have understood till here. Now for cardinality, I have created an Excel. Let's say we have two data. Okay, one data has product, two data sets. Let's assume these are two different Excels, blue and green. One Excel has a product ID name and SKU, and it has a product ID 1 and 1, and this has product 111 ID 3 and 4, because maybe we are collecting it by transaction. One transaction happened by product ID for product ID 1 on this date. Another transaction happened for product ID this on this day, or maybe this can also be just to make things more. Okay, both are 2019, 1 and 5. Now, if we are connecting on the basis of product ID and product ID, because this is my key, right? Okay, if I'm connecting my table on the basis of this and this as the primary key, what is going to happen is it's going to get confused. So product ID 1 has the product name is ABC, from SKU this, transaction 3. But if I'm pulling for ABC, I'm getting confused. It's transaction 3 or 5 or 7. Or if I'm pulling it in reverse, it belongs to which SKU, this or this. So it is, we have to understand that the relationship has to be one to many. Okay. So just to give you a small demo, let us say that for returns, if I try to connect product key here with product key here, this relationship has cardinality many to many. Exactly what I just explained to you. Okay. This should only be used if it is expected that neither column contain unique values, which is not true in our case, and that the significantly different behavior of many to many relationship is understood. So be extremely careful that this kind of, you should never have this kind of issue. If you have this kind of issue, you're done. Your report might look correct, but it will have weird data, which will of course not be right if you summarize. So not connect that. Rule number 1. Rule number 2 is do not connect your fact with another fact. This is your data table, right? This table is this table. We are calling it fact, dimension fact. So don't connect your fact with another fact. Now, what we have to do is we have to pull the data from our existing data model. But before doing that, let us create some space. Okay. Now let's go to chart, click on it. Okay, we have order quantity, we have product key. In the last session we took a demo that how before creating the data model, how these numbers were not correct for the product key, right? It was all 8 4 1 and 4 because the data tables were not connected. But after data modeling, we found this was correct. Now what we have to do is let's go to, you see our returns table is right here. Let's go to returns table, click this and drop it right here. You see, similar kind of problem that we are facing. Returns quantity is all 1828. Exactly. The reason being our returns table is not in the data model, right? How do I put that in the data model? I cannot connect my fact to the fact. So we need to focus on what is the indirect way of doing it. I can connect my territory key with my sales territory key. Okay. And so I can highlight, okay, it's correct. My return date with my date, and so we connected our territory key, we connected our return date, we can connect product key. Product key will be in product dimension, here, right here. So product key with product key. Okay. Now this is our Snowflake data model again. So anyways, it was, I just gave you another demo that for sales, which is connected to product, which is further connected to returns. Our return is not connected directly. Okay, now let's go back to charts and you see the numbers have changed. This is the right way of pulling, correct? Now let us say I don't want it by product key. I want it by gender. So I can, where will be my gender? It will be in my customers, right? You go to customers, I can click hold gender, drop in the rows. It give me a plus sign, exactly the way it functions in pivot, but I don't want this right now. I clicked on it. It is giving me a figure like this. Let me remove product key. I don't want product key. I just crossed it. Now you see the returns quantity is not correct for gender. Why? Let me come back to the data model and you see the reason being gender is not even connect. There is absolutely no connection between gender and returns. Correct? There is absolutely no connection between genders and return. So that is why we are not able to pull the right data. The only way we can connect customer with returns is by customer key. But the problem is we don't have customer key over here. The reason why I am giving you this example is because when you're working on big data, you will be pulling data from various sources, and not all sources will have all the all the all the all the primary keys or all the main keys, right? That point in time, you will face this kind of trouble that how do you connect your various sources of data to build the right model or to have the right kind of filter. So here, if you're getting this report for the leadership or for the business intelligence, you cannot actually drill down at the gender level because there is no way you can connect your customers with the returns, right? All right, guys. Hope this session was helpful. This is, as I said, for the data model. I'm saying the same thing for this session. So you need to be very thorough with data modeling. When I say data modeling, it covers star data modeling and Snowflake data modeling both. Right? You need to be very thorough with it. Otherwise, you'll not. If you're proceeding without being thorough on this, you'll be making mistakes that you will not even realize. Maybe your seniors will also not realize because they will believe that the data that you're providing is correct. Okay. All right, guys. This is Devansh signing off. Thank you so much. Bye bye.